Yes, everybody, and welcome to High on Homegrown, the cannabis podcast from percysgrowroom.com. I am Macky from the UK, and joining us this week, we have Marge.
That's right, everyone. This is Marge from Central Canada and everyone's favorite host of Bite Me, the show about edibles. And
That's my favorite host for sure.
and the only host of Bite Me, the show about edibles, but whatever.
I didn't say that. Now you did.
We also have Monkey Do.
That's right. Monkey down here in the Southeast US, enjoying this beautiful weather. Think of it this way. If you could go spend the afternoon in your flower tent, that's what it looks like outside right now.
Nice.
Beautiful temperatures, sunshine, birds are singing. Fantastic. I hope everybody has something nice to smoke today.
Beautiful. We was expecting Bubble Huck, but he isn't here. We won't send the search party out right now because we know
Not
he's
just
probably
yet.
out. He might just be getting out of bed because it's stupidly early for him. We'll see if he arrives at some point throughout the show. But we are here and we are going to talk about some cannabis news and events today, as we always do on a Sunday. So that's about it for the intro. It feels strange not to have Bubble Huck back here now. Just going to sit here twiddling our thumbs like...
No, we just got used to having him back, too.
Would be like, good day, mate. Come on, let's do the intro for him.
I tried that last time. It didn't go well.
I don't remember you doing that, did you?
Yeah, I did. I did a terrible impression of an Australian accent, which is shocking considering lots of people think that I'm Australian.
So if you'd really just talk like yourself,
Yeah,
you think you were being really regular.
Better.
Then,
he really pulled it off that time.
That doesn't sound very professional.
No, but that was a good professional intro, right? Is everybody happy with that one?
Yeah, I think that one actually went off.
I'm fine with that one, man. That's great.
Yeah, I think that was all right. I think that was not so bad. You know what I'm saying? Let us know out of 10 in the chat. How was that?
They're going to give you a 3. Come on, they always troll us.
Yeah, they mean love, really.
they troll us with love.
They just keep misspelling 10, you know?
That's right.
And Sparky's mentioning there, that we were also on time rather than a minute early or sometimes 2 minutes early because I've resynced the clock on my PC before the show every time now. So it's fresh. Look at that. Filmy Bowl saying 10. Sorry, Marge.
That's something you have to do is resync the clock every week.
I know. I had a computer that was like that.
I don't know. Maybe you should do some Googling on why it does that,
Yeah, weird.
There should be a setting on it that allows it to automatically set from the internet every so many hours or something like that. But if that's disabled, of course, it's going to run on your system clock. And I have had problems with a computer once upon a time back in the day that did that. So
yeah, you're living like it's 1999. You gotta change that.
Exactly. That's it, man.
1999 was a good year, man. That was a good year.
It was until Y2K and everyone was panicking and shit.
I did not panic at all.
No,
I don't remember panicking a lot either, but there was still in the back of your mind.
No, I think. Well, I understood what the bug was. I got it. Back in the day, they described what the problem was. It's very easy to understand. And then you think about, oh, that's no big deal. They're going to fix that. I mean, it was really stupid. Oh, the world's going to shut down. We're not going to have any electricity. All the computers are going to lock up. Wrong.
Everything was okay. Well, kind of okay, because it might as well have fucking gone tits up then, because it's all been downhill pretty much. Since
I don't know, we've had a few high points since then.
Which ones?
Up and down.
Which ones?
I don't know. 2005.
Hey, we went to Cannabis, man. That was pretty good. Now, come on.
Yeah. 2005, 2008. Maybe that's where the peak was. Before we had that last big recession. But anyway, with the tangents, Jesus, where are we going?
You would think we're high on homegrown or something like that,
random tangents. So yeah, what are we talking about this week? We got news articles, obviously, because that's what we do on the Sundays. We bring some news articles, and in the Grow Guides, we're going to be talking about trimming cannabis plants, which I personally, after doing it so many times, think that it's a form of torture, and I don't enjoy doing it in many ways. Even though you try and make it as relaxing and as easy as possible, it is a task. But other growers think differently. Yeah,
but it's one of those tasks that has a huge reward at the end when you look at those jars. So we'll get into that later, though. Yeah,
that's right. That's for the Grow Guides. So yes, lots going on. What are you smoking on this week, Marge? Are you smoking? What are you partaking on? What you got?
Yeah, I have some Rose Delight edibles, more of those
Ooh.
Turkish delights, your
Oh
favorite.
no! Oh, I got
And
an
I'm
email
trying
about that the other day. I thought it was spam. It's like,
to,
try these rose edibles. It's like, oh no, no, Marge.
and well, I had him on I had that guy on my podcast it
Mhm.
recorded a while ago, but that episode came out last week, so that's probably what that was about. And if you haven't heard it, great company. It's my last episode. But I'm also smoking on some mystery weed today because I forget what it is. And I kind of mixed a few
That means
things
it's
together.
amnesia. Just call it amnesia. That's all.
That's right, a little amnesia.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I think it's 3 different kinds that were kind of like at the end, and I just mixed them all together. I was like, fuck it. I had them on
Nice.
like 3 separate trays. It was just getting a little ridiculous. So
It's nice. Yeah, I can't remember what I've got. What am I called again? It's sour crinkle. That's what I've got. I've been smoking on the
Ooh,
THC weed, not just the T. It's like I started off just smoking a joint a day of the CBD/THC weed, but then I smelled how nice that stuff was curing the growth bags. Cracked open the don't go on at me, everybody. All right, I cracked open a
crack it
growth
you're
bag
open.
supposed to not.
to have a smell of it, and it was like, ooh, this is fire. So I had to have some. But
I thought
it's
Yeah,
you weren't
okay.
man.
It's
supposed to crack
closed. I
open
only
them.
opened one of them. Sorry, Marge, what were you saying?
I thought you weren't supposed to crack open the Grove bag. Isn't that they're saying like
That's
just
what, yeah,
wait?
that's what they were saying. Exactly. Yep, exactly.
Look, I just don't
Okay.
have the discipline for that. I don't. I tried, but I couldn't do it. I have
Yeah,
to smell
man.
it. I have to smell how nice that shit smells. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You're not
Myth,
supposed to open the Grove bags.
Well,
those
I've got two.
Mephisto
I've
though,
been opening
man.
one of them.
That's some
You
really
sound like
dank
a parent
smelling
with
weed.
Halloween
The
candy.
Mephisto, man. That's crazy smelly stuff.
Yeah, they're doing really well, man. It smells delicious. Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, I think.
So
Yeah, I
yeah,
think the 1/10 I have my Mephistos in have killed the filter. So time to get busy on that one. I don't
yes.
know if that's a good sign or a bad sign that the filter's dead now.
Uh, it
From
just
one
happens
point of
over time,
view,
doesn't it?
it does, but from one point of view, it's got some pretty good funk in there right now that killed the filter. But the other hand, now I got to
Mm-mm.
change it.
Oh well, that's just the way it
Easy
is
enough to
sometimes.
easy enough to do, man. Simple.
Mm-hmm,
I already have
mm-hmm.
them in reserve. Always keep a spare on the
Yeah,
shelf just for this occasion.
and make sure you have a good one, ain't it? How long's it lasted? This filter? It's
Oh
been a
gosh,
while, right?
going on to 3 years on this one. But you
Oh
got to
yeah.
remember, I'm using this a 6-inch filter in a small tent, so
Right.
I
Yeah.
can get
Yeah.
more than
Mm-hmm.
I can get more than just 2 or 3 grows out of it.
Yeah. Sounds good, man.
Yeah, man. I'll order
Right.
some more charcoal, recharge this one, I'll have it ready next time around.
What did you say you were smoking?
I've got some cherry gasm in the vape. Now I've only started
Nice.
vaping a little bit this morning because then the lungs are still a little bit tender. So I'll take it easy and go slow. But I also dosed pretty good on edibles this morning. So, still got that buzz happening. That's a really nice buzz.
Sweet.
And Marge, I've been listening. I haven't just been taking the oil. I've been adding it into my food
Oh,
properly.
nice. Excellent. Excellent.
It was really good with barbecue sauce, I have to say.
Oh
Nice.
yeah, barbecue sauce is a great way to use it. Like
Yeah.
infused, yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
And just
Well,
add it after the fact. That way I can make sure I have the right dose on the sandwich.
Hmm.
you just dripping it on a sandwich?
No, I mix, take the amount of sauce that I'm going to put on the sandwich, then I put the infused oil in the barbecue sauce, and you can mix it, heat it up, and mix it, and then basically the barbecue sauce will completely cover the flavor of the oil, and you've got yourself an infused sandwich.
All right. Okay.
Tasty.
Sounds good. Sounds good. But I think that's it then. I don't think Bubble's going to be joining us. It's maybe for the grow guides. Maybe he's on a different time because of the daylight savings and things like that. Maybe that's what it
Oh
is.
yeah. Did they
Yeah.
change their clocks yet?
I don't know. I don't think so.
We just changed ours this weekend.
All right.
Me too.
Oh. All right. So we're all normal now. So maybe it's just Australia that's off. We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll
we're
see.
all
I think he came home and had to sleep for a week after being out in the outback
Mhm.
all that time,
Mhm. For sure. Right then. Let's do it. Oh, Marge just revealed a face there, everybody.
Oops.
Did you see that? Right. Now you know what she
Well,
looks like.
Well, that's her on the screen right there. I see her right there. That's it. Green hair and all.
Right, so here you go. Cannabis news and events. Let's do it. People giving Bubble Hawk a hard time there in the chat. Look, don't make excuses for his unprofessionalism. It's unforgivable. You know what I'm saying, Silas? It's shocking. He's out of control. Zach can just disappear for weeks. Shows up whenever he likes. Gosh. He's out of
Yeah,
control.
willy-nilly like.
You know, all willy-nilly drunk. You know, high on cannabis. There's something wrong with this guy. But yes, this week's cannabis news and events. We've got a few news stories to cover, and I don't know where to start really. We've only got 4 right now. We might talk about some more news later on, but I think Monkey has a good one to start us off with. Let's start us off with the kind of controversial stuff, because just this guy's name is controversial. So let's start off with that, and then we can smooth out everything as we get towards the end of the show with the other news and events, I think.
I actually don't think it's that controversial, but I
No,
actually
but
chose
it's
this
just
one.
his name. It's just his name. His
Oh,
name
yeah,
will get
yeah,
us
yeah,
flagged. It's crazy.
Well, yeah, okay, I'll give that to you. I
How
actually chose
you
this.
think anybody in the chat can think who we're talking about before before we
We'll let them
even
guess while I kind
Yeah.
of get the introduction going a little bit
Yeah,
on this,
yeah.
but maybe see if they can kind of get there though. But I kind of chose the story because I knew that Macky was sort of interested in this specific topic, and you know, it is going to affect us over the next, let's say, couple of years. So nobody's guessed in the chat, so let's see what we got here. It says RFK Jr. My gosh, RFK.
Oh my
Release-
god.
Oh, good, my God. Releases presidential campaign ad calling for marijuana legalization to end addiction. So Robert F. Kennedy Jr., an independent 2024 presidential candidate, says the U.S. needs to legalize pot to end addiction. That's an interesting way to put it, but do people think that all pot users are addicts right now? I guess that's what he means. You know, if it's legal, then we won't be addicts, we'll just be users, right?
I don't know. I think he might be referring to people using cannabis to get off opioids and things like that. People using cannabis instead of pharmaceutical medications.
Cool. Let's read forward then.
Let's see.
In a campaign ad that pulls clips from a September C-SPAN interview, Kennedy describes his plan to federally legalize cannabis and earmark tax revenues for substance misuse and treatment and rehabilitation. The candidate, who launched his campaign as a Democrat before switching to independent last month, says he wants to build that infrastructure as part of my presidency, adding that the Renewal Centers for Detoxification will help address the rise in mental illness and PTSD and drug addiction that is debilitating our children. So he wants to tax it and use the tax dollars to treat drug addiction. Wow, what a concept, to use the money that it's generating to actually treat the people who are suffering.
He's out of control. Somebody shut
He
him
is.
up.
My God, he's
Gotta
actually
rein him
making
in.
damn sense. You know, what are we going to do here? It's kind of almost what, you know, other countries have done similar things. So it's kind of like, this is not like earth shattering, but at the same time, for a US presidential candidate to say this, my God. Okay, we need to start healing our country in many ways, Kennedy says. Beyond legalizing and taxing cannabis, he called for reform to ensure that cannabis businesses are actually able to use banks and profit from their revenues, rather than operating on a largely cash-only basis that encourages more crime. That's been happening in the States since certain states have tried to legalize. We still don't have what I would call legal, easy access to banks for any cannabis-related businesses. So these companies are having to pay extra fees to XYZ bank, who's willing to take a risk for them and stuff like that. So it's costing legitimate businesses money to actually do business that shouldn't have to pay. It's ridiculous. If cannabis is taxed more robustly, that would enable the country to pay for the addiction treatment for children, he said. The son of former Attorney General Robert Kennedy and nephew of President John F. Kennedy has previously disclosed that he's personally struggled with addiction to other substances for 15 years in his youth. And while he expressed concerns about the proliferation of stimulants and mind-altering substances, he also said he believes in personal freedoms and considers the current drug policy of criminalizing and incarcerating people over drugs to be untenable. I agree. You know, it hasn't worked yet. Why do you think it's going to eventually work? Since entering the presidential race in April, Kennedy has repeatedly promoted his comprehensive drug policy agenda, which he previously said would also involve legalizing and taxing certain psychedelics. No further information on that just yet. After Governor Ron DeSantis said in June that he would not move to decriminalize cannabis if he was elected to the White House, drawing criticism from both sides, Kennedy shared on social media a Marijuana Moment article about DeSantis's comment and contrasted them with his own agenda.
DeSantis
Also-
has withdrew now, right? He's not running for office anymore.
I don't think he's officially withdrawn. I know
Right.
we've got Pence is out. DeSantis
Right.
is on the fence, but DeSantis has been trying to defend his home turf, Florida, right now. Trump's trying to take it over, so I don't think he's officially out yet. One of those things.
Right.
So also that month, he discussed his own 40 years of sobriety during an interview on a podcast, Club Random, with Bill Mayer. Declining Mayer's offer to smoke with him on the show. He didn't appear to mind the host's indulgence over the course of the chat, however. So he's staying the course of the sobriety. He doesn't mind other people using. He's not trying to make it legal so he can use. I think he basically is looking at it from an insider's view here. So basically saying keeping it illegal hasn't done anything. So let's maybe take another look at it.
In some
It's promising.
aspects, he seems like a really rational guy, and then in other aspects, he doesn't. You know what
Yeah,
I
I
mean?
was just gonna ask, like, what's his? I mean, this is all super positive and probably what people are looking for when it comes to cannabis legalization. But what's he like otherwise?
He seems quite
I-
knowledgeable, man. I do like him. The mainstream media is trying to slate him for being anti-vax because he say some things about the recent vaccines that went out, and even vaccines previous to that. You know, just vaccines in general. He just wants them to be better regulated. He can obviously explain it better than I can, but he has
No, but I
quite
can
an
understand that,
understandable
Macky.
position. Yeah.
Because I mean, since the big lockdown and the big emergency release, I've noticed that other vaccines are now being released at a quicker rate as well. And they said that was only going to happen that time. We need an emergency release of this kind of thing like that. But my question would be: have we modified the rules to a point now where maybe Kennedy is right, and maybe we do need to look at the safety?
I
in the
do agree
future.
with him in the aspects. He does an episode with Joe Rogan. I know lots of people don't like Joe Rogan. I know lots of people do. But if you want to hear more about RFK and what he stands for, then it's good to listen to that specific episode because he covers a lot and he's a very interesting guy. But at the same time, there's some some crazy stuff that he thinks, but which might not even be crazy. Maybe we're just ignorant to it. But he thinks that Wi-Fi causes cancer or something like that. So it's.
Is he trying
It's
to
a
ban
difficult one.
Wi-Fi?
I hope not. You know?
That'd be pretty
Well,
controversial.
let's
I'll
just say,
legalize cannabis, but ban Wi-Fi. Then you're like, well, fuck.
yeah,
What do you-
let's just say that we have some other presidential candidates who have some other interesting concepts and ideas as well. So, I'll let Kennedy have his ideas. I'll let him have his opinion. It's okay.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting though because he's running independent, and a lot of people seem to like him. He seems to take votes away from both sides, the red and the blue. It's going to
He's
be very
running
interesting.
independent.
Yeah, he's running.
That
He
is
was going to
interesting.
run as a Democrat, but they essentially kicked him out. And
Really?
now he's running as an independent.
Yeah, they basically Biden being the incumbent, he gets the pass.
Yeah, like even if you win this state in the primary, it's still going to go to Joe Biden. And he's like, I can't win under these conditions. It's like, yeah, so what? Fuck you. So then he's going to run
No,
independent.
you can't win. That's so crazy too, because Joe Biden's like,
Don't say it, Marge. Don't say
I'll say it. Just
senior
say old.
citizen.
Just say old.
Yeah, I was gonna say senior citizen. It'd be like electing my mother-in-law who's living with me. Be very similar, which would not go well.
Now, whether or not, I mean, I've said this many times to my wife, and she tends to agree. Whether or not he is actually an effective or good leader is one thing, but he is not. He doesn't present well as a powerful or strong leader to the country, which can make a problem. I mean, when you have hundreds of millions of people trying to live under the rules made by this individual, it's hard to follow a leader who is not strong, doesn't appear to be strong. I don't want to say isn't strong, but doesn't appear to be strong. So is that a problem for us? And I think it is.
Yeah,
There needs to be something
I'll
done,
say
man. Once they get over the age of 70, I think they should not run for office anymore.
I agree. You're too old. Get the fuck out. Time to bring in some new people, new thinking. Because that would also eliminate Trump as well. So if anybody happens to love that guy. Well, he's also too old.
I
would
think that's the
agree.
best way for them to stop him running is by quickly
Right.
changing the rules. Anybody over the age of 70, oh, you can't do it now, and then there you go, and then everybody wins, right?
All right,
Yeah.
so this is what we can do. We can have the real president, and then we can have senior president. So the old guys can run for the honorary office of senior president. So they can sit
Senior
around,
president.
right? They can sit in a smaller copy of the Oval Office and play president all they want, and it doesn't mean a damn thing.
Maybe
And
that's
it's
what's going on now.
And take all the pictures and make all the announcements, and nobody listens to a darn thing that they do, which is pretty much what happens, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
But
interesting.
it would have to be a volunteer position, I think. Just to be clear, that's a volunteer position. You're not getting paid for that.
No.
Yeah. Well,
No, but
RFK seems to be he's picking up numbers, man, and he seems to be taking them from both sides. I keep seeing arguments from the left being like, oh, he's going to take votes away from Biden, and then I see arguments from the right saying, oh, he's going to take votes away from Trump. It's very interesting this year to have these three people so far, and there might
Yeah.
even be more. What's that Cornel West? He was thinking of running. Is he going to go independent too?
Kanye?
No, what was his name? Cornel.
I had heard he was going to. That would make
Well,
things.
Kanye was last election. You know, that was a, oh my God.
I think he's had
ridiculous.
some issues in the public eye since then.
You think?
Mhm.
One or
Maybe.
two.
Yeah.
One or two.
Yeah, but it's going to be an interesting run this time round. It's going to be interesting, but
Yeah.
there's no sign of anybody legalizing federally in the future anytime soon, right?
No,
Yeah,
I mean,
Cornel
right,
West. There you go. Thanks, Silas. Yeah, I
it
knew was.
appears right now that the Republican Party is shattered into two halves, and it seems like the stronger side of the Republican Party is against legalization. And the Democrats, even though they appear to be in favor of it, we all know the promise that was made and what action has been taken, which is almost nothing. So, you know, I don't believe that we're closer now to legalization. As a matter of fact, I think in the current political climate, we're further away from legalization than we were 4 years ago.
Damn.
It's just one of those situations now. If the Republicans win the White House, there will be no legalization federally happening for at least the next 4 years. So if the Democrats win, unless there is a major policy change within the Democratic Party, I don't think you're going to see any change during the Biden administration, because Grandpa Joe's already said he doesn't want to be the person who turns this beast loose on the country.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but he's afraid of it.
Oh, come on then,
Me-
RFK. Yeah.
Exactly. It's important to note though that while no independent candidate in modern times has been elected president, some independent candidates have taken significant vote out of the election. The last one was Ross Perot, and Ross Perot did take 24% of the popular vote during that election. Now, he didn't get elected, but that can swing an election. 24% can move an election fast. So interesting. We'll have to watch this one.
Yeah, man. It's going to be an interesting year because it's in a year's time, pretty much. We will know who is elected, right? In November next year.
Pretty much. Pretty close, yeah.
Ooh. Exciting times. Let's see what happens from here.
I know. Fun and games for Macky. Everybody in
Yeah,
the States is biting their nails right now.
Mm-hmm. I could go on for ages about politics, you know, because will we even get to the election with all the things that are going on around the world right now? Is that part of their agenda? I don't know. I don't know.
Look what Billy wrote in the chat though, right there, you know. RFK is Trump's vice president with a question mark.
I don't think that would work, man. We need RFK with Fauci as vice president.
Oh, now we got a cabinet.
Oh dear. Oh shit, that would be hilarious. It wouldn't be hilarious. That would be fucked. But you know, it's one of those situations where all you can do is laugh or you'd cry. You know.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Pretty well.
Alex Jones for Foreign Secretary. God no.
Oh my God.
This stream is getting flagged with all these names we're pulling up. You know, we just got to bring up Elon now, and I think that's all of them, right?
Well, you just did.
There we
I
go.
just hope that one day before I die, I'll actually have a good presidential candidate ticket that'll actually have to choose between two good candidates.
Wow.
Well, you have three now, don't you? Or you're saying you have three? No?
I mean, we only have two candidates on the usual basis, though. But the problem is, you're usually choosing the lesser of two evils. You know,
Right.
I'm so tired of doing that. I just want a candidate out there I want to choose two great candidates. I want to have to. How I'd love to have this dilemma in my mind saying which one of these two great guys is better. It never
Yeah.
happens. Never happens.
No, right now it's looking like Biden and Trump. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
It's a
Easily.
replay is what we're looking at right
it's
here.
looking that way.
But there's a whole lot of stuff going on right now in the courts that attempt to get Trump off of the ticket with some constitutional maneuvering.
Mm-hmm.
You know, within the next 3 to 4 months, we'll know exactly what's going on there. But that's in the courts now. Man, it's going to be crazy around the U.S.
It is. It's crazy, man. It's crazy what we're seeing. But
Mm.
that's got a completely different show altogether.
Oh yeah.
So
anyway,
what,
let's.
yeah.
You know, I
let's
have
go
one,
into,
I have one other fun fact though that I found.
Okay. What you got?
While I was sick, unfortunately, I didn't get on that Sunday though. But you know what the halfway point to 420 is, right? So if we take 6 months and add it to 420, what do we have? 1020, right?
1020. Yeah, sure.
Right.
Did you know that 1020 is Snoop Dogg's birthday?
Oh
No.
my God.
So Snoop Dogg is a half 420 birthday.
How do people find these fucking
That is a fun fact. Yep.
It is a fun fact. So, you know, we need to start celebrating 1020 as well as Snoop Dogg's birthday because it's halfway to 420.
Who's Snoop Dogg?
Some musician guy. I don't really know him
I
too
don't know.
much.
He was on some show with Martha Stewart.
Yeah,
Oh, that
he
guy.
that guy.
That
He
guy.
drinks
I know
beer
who
on
you
the
mean.
beach and talks to people and stuff. Yeah, I don't know.
The SNOOPDG.
Yes,
Yeah, man. Snoop Dogg's cool. Yeah, well, I could chat for ages about Snoop Dogg as well. I like a lot of his music. The Last Meal has actually been his best album, in my opinion. But we got some stuff coming out of the UK. We'll do one of these UK articles, and not very long, but crooked as usual. You know, let's go. Let's go for this one. This is the longest one of the two that I have here. So let me go here so you can see what's going on. UK's first homegrown cannabis medication projected for release by late 2023. That doesn't mean that they're gonna let us grow, everybody. That's not what this means.
No.
This is no, never.
and whose home are we growing in? You know.
I don't know. Royal Britannia, land of hope and glory. I don't know. The homeland, that kind of home. A game changer for the cannabis sector. Not for us. Not for us. You know, a game changer for the cannabis sector. The UK's first domestic cannabis-based medicine is slated for rollout by the end of 2023. Key readings. Milestone collaboration between Dalgety Grow Pharma and IPS Pharma aims to deliver the first UK-grown cannabis medicine. An anticipated 1 billion UK medical cannabis market by 2026 augurs for potential economic growth. Canadian horticultural expert Brady Green leads cultivation at Dalgety. Renewed hopes for consistent and high quality UK cannabis supply. So I mean, just a few things there to point out. It's a few of my concerns that have just been brought to light. You know, they're going to start doing all these big companies are going to start growing loads of cannabis, which they've already done. I don't know why they're trying to say this is the first off, because it's not really, is it? Because GW Pharmaceuticals was growing cannabis in the UK, and the UK was the biggest exporter for medical cannabis in the world. So I don't know what the wording is about here, but an anticipated 1 billion UK medical cannabis market. It's like that's just the medical cannabis market, and they're just gonna make their friends rich. You know, these politicians letting their friends open businesses, but we're still not allowed to grow a few plants at home. You know, and Canadian horticultural expert Brady Green leads cultivation at Dalgety, and this is what I said as well. When they do allow companies to start growing in the UK because of what's been going on around the world and all the legislation that's happening, it's not going to be given to folks from the UK. You know, they're going to get the experts and the people who have already been running these businesses for a few years from the USA and Canada, and they'll bring them over to the UK and they'll get all the high paying jobs, and it's not going to create jobs here in the UK because we're getting left behind while the rest of the world progresses. You know, some bullshit. Midlands-rooted medical cannabis producer Dalgety. Midlands-rooted medical cannabis producer Dalgety has forged an alliance with Grow Pharma and IPS Pharma, its permitted JV partner. This synergic partnership paves the way for supplying industry standard THC-dense prescription drugs to the UK market. Kickstarting in 2021, Dalgety won approval from the Home Office license. So they got a license to be allowed to grow cannabis in the UK, because it's not illegal. You just need the license to do it, and you just can't get the licenses. This illuminated the path to grow and process EU GMP grade high THC medical cannabis at their local facility. This forward leap put Dalgety on the march towards releasing its debut product in 2023. This would represent the first UK cultivated cannabis-based medicine outfitted for patients' prescriptions. Dalgety and Grow have been in conversation for over 2 years, sorry, small writing here. I'm going to try and zoom in. I hope this don't break anything. Don't break anything. God damn. Yeah, okay, that's good. Where are we? Dalgety and Grow have been in conversation for over 2 years, and we hold a shared vision for leading the medical cannabis industry, remarked James Leversley from Dalgety COO. Our shared mission seeks to bring top-notch medicine and service to patients, from cultivation processing to patient experience. The actualization of this agreement shares enthusiasm. So, and only a little bit left here. I might as well get through it. The UK medical cannabis market. The UK medical cannabis market presents an optimistic estimation, predicting to skyrocket to over 1 billion by 2026. This is considerable growth, could fuel economic acceleration in the UK. Dalgety, founded in 2016, holds a track record of multiple successful commercial production batches. So they've been growing weed elsewhere. At the helm of the cultivation operation is Brady Green, that person from Canada we mentioned earlier, a seasoned horticulturist hailing originally from Canada, boasting 15 years of experience in specialized horticulture. Green bears considerable expertise both from his homeland and Europe, citing the hitherto complexities, don't know what hitherto, you see that word? HITHERTO, you see that word? Citing the hitherto complexities. Strange
I'm just
word
trying
to
to
use.
find it.
Under UK medical cannabis. The
Yeah,
title.
where
Third paragraph down at the start.
Hitherto,
Yeah.
I
Strange
guess.
word. Citing the hitherto complexities of solely incorporated cannabis medicines, James emphasized Dalgety's commitment towards sustaining and sustainable and quality domestic production. This will significantly improve patients' access and ensure they receive consistently superior medicines originating from a highly regulated UK environment. So these guys, they're collaborating with some other company called Grow Pharma. That's about this groundbreaking collaboration. At its core, demonstrates the growing potential and commitment of UK's homegrown cannabis industry. It promises to reshape the landscape, focusing on patient-centric solutions while fostering economic growth. How much of a load of bollocks does that sound? Shocking.
Sounds like quite a load. Hitherto.
Yeah. It's
Hitherto a load. Hitherto, yeah.
Hitherto the load.
It's just bullshit, man. I mean, there's so many things wrong with this. I thought in the first place we were producing cannabis from the UK, but just we were just buying it from other countries anyway, and we were shipping it out there. I thought the UK was the biggest supplier of medical cannabis to the rest of the world anyway. The biggest exporter for the last few years anyway. Not sure about that. And we've been growing cannabis in the UK for a long time as well. People have had the licenses to do it. So it's just, how do you go about getting one of these licenses? How many Tory friends do you have to be able to get these kind of contracts? It's stupidness, man. This is not the way. The hitherto unknown is pretty common. Thanks, Arlison. But I don't know, man. What do you think about this, Marge? What do you think? Was this the way Canada started off? Is this like the natural evolution of the way the system progresses?
I mean, we did have it like a medical market first, but a lot of places do. Right?
Yeah, I just think it's fucked. Yeah. It does. It just looks like they're gonna have these medical companies growing a shitload of medical weed, and you go and buy it from the pharmacy, but there's not going to be any recreational markets anytime soon I would
Right.
think
And
by
it seems
looking at
like it
this.
takes forever because I think Canada had a medical
Mm,
market for like a decade or
hmm.
so before legalization.
I think
Oh,
California was the same way.
yeah.
Colorado went relatively quickly with, as I remember, from just medical to recreational, maybe 5 years,
Mm,
something like that. But yeah, it does take years to get there. Though you say quickly, 5 years would be considered quickly when you're talking about politics.
hmm.
We all
Yeah.
want it tomorrow, but we're not going to have it tomorrow.
So yeah, maybe we're 10 years away still. How long do people think out there in the chat, in the YouTube? How long do you think it's got to be until we see legislation here in the UK for recreational use, or even a proper fucking medical market? And maybe this will be the start of it. Maybe we'll have a proper medical market because of this. Maybe people get the access to the medicine they need.
Yeah, that might be a positive takeaway from it.
Mm. But it'll be expensive. It's,
That's the one
Uh,
problem. Yeah.
mm.
So
Yeah.
would it be better to have a medical market that would have medical dispensaries in cities, major cities, and do away with the need to have mail order only? Or is the mail order system fine, good, but keep it up, you're doing good?
But I think people just like the mail order system anyway because it's like Amazon. But you should have that alternative there as well. You have both. You should have both systems in place for whichever one people prefer to use.
Right.
That's the way I would think of it. But it's like when you go and get your medicine from the doctor, you can go and pick that up from the pharmacy. So you should
Right.
also be able to do the same thing with picking up your medical cannabis. That's what I think.
It would seem like it would be nice at least to have something in the system where if someone is
Hmm.
out and needs to have their medicine now, they would have some kind of a legal recourse to get it today.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And Chilbert seems to agree that it will be bullshit here if ever. Homegrown for the win. Always. Yeah, that's it. Grow your own, man. Regardless of what the fuck they say, you have to just grow your own. But it's just shit that we're gonna watch the whole medical cannabis market get taken up by a bunch of big corporations, and the small guys who, the people who've been risking their freedom for decades producing cannabis and bringing it to what it is. They're gonna see none of it. It's just gonna be taken away by the government and their fat cat friends. It's bullshit. Yeah, just reading Fried Guy's comment. Fried Guy said, "Love you guys. Thanks so much for doing this show. I always learn a lot. Also love the news you guys do. No show I've heard does it this way." Yeah, so I think we have an individual take on the way to do the news. I think that's definitely the right way to put it. Yeah, we do things different. But thanks, man. I'm glad you enjoy the show. And of course, everybody, I'm glad you all enjoy the show. Hit the like button if you haven't done that already. We'd appreciate that. But we have a news story from Marge. Marge, you want to hit your news story now?
Yeah. A little news out of good old Canadian land from StratCan. Health Canada still says cannabis not in, so Health Canada still says cannabis intended to be consumed as food is not an extract. And this is pretty recent,
Ooh.
November 2nd, 2023. Health Canada says it is currently in the redetermination process regarding its initial ruling on Edison Jolts from Organigram following a recent announcement by the New Brunswick producer that it was re-releasing the products in several provincial markets. Now, for those of you who don't live in Canada, Edison Jolts was kind of trying to just skirt around the 10 milligram limits that edibles have here in Canada, because it's 10 milligrams per package. So if you have 5 edibles in a package, then they can only be 2 milligrams each, because the whole total has to be 10 milligrams. But they
Wow.
reduce, or Edison Jolts came out with these, or Edison came out with these jolts, which were like lozenges or something like that. That's how they were marketed. So they would put 10 in a bag and they were 10 milligrams each. And they got skirted around this thing by saying that, I don't know, they were just a little different. And they were on the market for a while. And then I think some other companies are starting to do the same thing, but I don't know, Health Canada was just like, oh, wait a second, what are you doing? So in early January 2023, following the release of several ingestible edible extracts by a handful of cannabis producers, Health Canada sent a notice to producers highlighting their concerns with these products. Companies had until May 31st, 2023 to cease sales and distribution. Organigram challenged this ruling in March, filing for judicial review of Health Canada's decision to require an end to sales of ingestible extracts That's how they were getting around it. They were calling it ingestible extracts that were sold as like a lozenge or something like that, that exceed the federal 10 milligram THC packaging limit. The filing, posted March 31st, 2023 as Organigram Inc. versus Minister of Health, falls under Section 18.1, application for judicial review. Judicial review is a process by which the courts can ensure the decision of the administrative bodies like Health Canada are fair, reasonable, and lawful. In August, that application for judicial review of the ruling was approved. Organigram had also hoped to see Health Canada's order quashed or set aside, but the court required Health Canada to determine that Edison Jolt's lozenges are cannabis extract and do not constitute edible cannabis under the regulations. While cannabis edibles are limited to 10 milligrams THC per package, extracts are limited to 1,000 milligrams THC per package. In an email to StratCan, Health Canada maintains that it considers any product intended to be consumed as food cannot be considered an extract. And this is quote, edible cannabis is cannabis that is intended to be consumed in the same way as food and is excluded from the definition of a cannabis extract, wrote a media representative of the Federal Health Authority. Health Canada is continuing to assess edibles and extracts in accordance with the promotion statement that we issued to federal license holders in March of this year. The factors for determining whether a cannabis product is correctly classified remains the same. The department has identified a number of edible cannabis products marketed as cannabis extract products and is working with license holders to resolve these issues. We continue to communicate with license holders to make sure they understand that the federal rules relating to edible cannabis and cannabis extracts. In late October, Organigram announced they were re-releasing their Edison Jolts into a handful of provincial markets, pending Health Canada's new determination. Health Canada has acknowledged that it accepts the decision of the court and that it considers its initial classification decision on Jolts to be void. As such, pending the final redetermination by Health Canada, Organigram has reinstated the commercialization of Jolts. A representative with Organigram told StratCan via email. Organigram remains of the view that Edison Jolts are properly classified as a cannabis extract. The products, the spokesperson said, are being sold in New Brunswick now, and Organigram expects Jolts to be sold in retail stores in Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and Ontario soon. So a bit of a pissing match here between Health Canada.
It's a bit of a farce, isn't it? What the fuck is going
some
on,
of these
man?
extracts. Yeah, well, that's what they were doing, is they were skirting around this thing by saying they were ingestible extracts, I guess, because you can have 1,000 milligrams per package when it's an extract, but when it's an edible, it's 10 milligrams. So they were able to sell like a package with 100 milligrams in it instead. And
Now, I got a question on that extract versus ingestible thing going on there, because I know on one of my first trips to dispensaries in Colorado, we purchased tinctures. And
Right.
basically it's just weed that's been dissolved in alcohol, and it's been decarbed, ready to go. You can either measure the right amount you want in your dropper, shoot it in your mouth and take it that way if you want, or you can add it to food very, very simply. Just put it in a drink. You won't even hardly taste it.
Yeah.
Would that be classified as an edible or an extract? Because
That's
it's
so
an
interesting.
extract that's made to be consumed that way.
Right.
I don't know. It's
They're
weird.
consumed orally, whether you're putting it in your food or a drink or dropping it under your tongue. And a lot
Exactly.
of them were definitely over 10 milligrams, because who's
Uh-huh.
buying an oil? Who's going to buy a bottle of oil that's
I know it's exactly
nobody.
what you mean.
And
Yeah.
most of them were like MCT oil based, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know how they classified those. I do know, like when I was at the dispensary, they were very popular. Tons of people bought them. Lots of old people bought them. But what they ended up doing later on, a couple years later, is they had to change, I guess, all the packaging so that somehow you could only dispense 10 milligrams at a time.
Mhm.
When you're dispensing the tincture.
Right.
Just fucking ridiculous. I mean, people could still it was so
Uh,
dumb.
It
Yeah.
just it's crazy. There's so many loopholes within this. It would seem like common sense would pay off. We've said it many times. I'll continue saying it. The 10 milligram packaging limit in Canada is ridiculous.
It is
I mean,
ridiculous.
I
It's
mean,
so ridiculous.
in Oregon, I was buying 100 milligrams in a package, and that was just stock. It wasn't asking for anything special. I mean, if you get 50 milligram, one single dose 50 milligram edibles in a heartbeat, they were there if you wanted them. It's just crazy
Right.
that they're trying to limit people down to the small sizes.
It's
Of
just
And I
course,
get that they're
rules.
worried.
These
They're
stupid
worried
rules
that
passed by
people
people who ain't got a
overconsume.
clue what they're fucking talking about. That's what
Yeah.
it is.
that's
Yeah.
exactly it there. You know,
And
it's
I do
it,
get they're worried about people ingesting edibles and, having a bad time, because obviously everybody has that story. But at the end of the day, you kind of have to treat consumers like the adults that they are. And you have to be
exactly.
Yeah, it's
19 to go into a dispensary, and there's bud tenders there that are very knowledgeable, that can guide you
Exactly.
through the
And
process.
that was my process at the last trip. I just walked in and told the bud tender what I needed and why
Right.
I needed it. And he walked straight over and handed me what I wanted. You
And
know,
that's supposed to be the whole point of having a legal system, so that somebody coming in can come in and be like, I'd like to try edibles. I've never had them before. What do I do? And the bud tender can be like, this is what I would suggest. Start low, go slow, and let's
right.
find something at 2.5 milligrams or whatever and start there. No one's
And
gonna
then,
walk out with like 100 milligram edible if you've never,
no,
I
well, I
suppose.
mean, they'll be stupid if they did, but I mean, I walked in saying, basically, I'm a med patient. I need this for back pain. He says, what is your normal dose? I told him. He walked over, grabbed it, handed it to me. Done. Over.
And
Simple. That,
the funny thing is, though, they're always so worried about weed. But if you in Canada, mostly the legal drinking age is 19, and you can
yeah.
go in on the day of your birthday and walk into a liquor store and just buy whatever the fuck you want, and there's nobody there who's going to be like, oh, you've never drank
Now,
before. You're
Sonny,
only
no
19."
vodka for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you just walk
But
in and
what's
you buy whatever you want, and the next thing you know, you're puking in the toilet 12 hours later or
And
whatever.
that's what I was going to say.
But
You say everybody's got that story where they've had the edibles. But everybody's got that story where they're just praying to God in the porcelain phone.
I
yeah,
do
and they're
have
both
that story, but I don't have the edible story. I've never gone too far on edibles. It's one of those
Oh,
things.
well, don't.
Well, I mean, that's people warned me, and I did. I
Yeah,
learned my way through it slowly. I followed the advice.
right.
Start slow, move up slowly.
Exactly.
Yes, man.
So we'll see what happens. I don't know. The whole thing's sort of ridiculous, but I kind of like that some of these companies are sort of pushing the limits where they can. So
Yeah. Um, I don't know. It's just we see things down here in the South right now. I mean, we're still fighting this farm bill, synthetic cannabinoid stuff here in convenience stores, petrol stations, anywhere you look, you can still find this stuff. It's everywhere, and I mean, those things are being sold like there is no limit on them. You can get 1,000 milligrams per jar, and you can get it at a convenience store without hardly showing any kind of ID or anything. And it's Delta 8,
1,000
Delta
milligrams.
9, Delta 10. And it's like it's big
Crazy.
old jars of fruit flavored gummies with no safety caps or anything weird on them, because it's all controlled by the Farm Bill and it's considered food. It's so weird. I don't know. Don't get me
Yeah.
started on our backward South down here. We got
Well,
all
I
these
just want to take
stuff,
this
but we can't
opportunity
have
to
real cannabis.
we just want to take this opportunity to thank the government for being there to keeping us safe. We
That's
appreciate
right.
the
Keep
sacrifice you people make.
protecting me all this time,
Yeah.
right? From this evil herb.
What would we do without them?
Grow it out in the yard instead of in a tent. That's what we would
prosper.
do.
That's what we'd fucking
Exactly.
do. God damn.
Anyway,
So speaking of which, I've got a
this.
story here from the UK government. This is from the UK government's website. Is UK government responds to expert advice on CBD. So they're just some experts give them advice and they're responding to it, and that's news because it takes so long for shit to get done here in the UK. The article says cannabidiol, CBD. I'm never quite sure how to say that properly. Cannabidiol is a non-psychoactive cannabinoid present in the cannabis plant, and then in brackets it says Cannabis sativa al. Along with many other cannabinoids that may either exhibit psychoactive or non-psychoactive properties. CBD products, which are available to purchase online or on the high street, are sold for their potential to produce well-being benefits. And that's like finger quotation marks, well-being benefits. Currently, the most commonly sold CBD product is CBD oil, but the range of products containing CBD is expanding and includes food supplements, drinks, cosmetics, and liquids for vaping. CBD products are regulated as novel foods and must comply with safety and labeling regulations. The presence of controlled cannabinoids is a known risk, and interpretation and analysis of controlled drug content thresholds of CBD presents difficulties. This is why the Ministerial Commission asked the Advisory Council on the Misuse of Drugs to specify which cannabinoids should be controlled and to set an unavoidable trace level for each of these within consumer CBD products. As the government chemists have undertaken a number of CBD related projects, we were able to provide valuable input into the ACMD's call for evidence. And there's a list here of, I think it's just different stories around the same kind of thing. Government chemist team published tutorial review of cannabinoids, guidance of analytical limits of controlled cannabinoids. Government chemist provides summary of CBD related activities. CBD and controlled cannabinoids results from an inter-laboratory trial. So they've been doing these trials. The ACMD published its advice for the control of consumer CBD products in December 2021. In October 2023, like nearly 2 years later, the government published its response, in which states that it agrees in the principle to all the AMCD's recommendations. So it's pretty much waited 2 years for the government to be like, yeah, just do what you want. You know,
that sounds about right. 2 years and made them wait 2 years.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
Almost 2 years.
Earlier in October 2023, the UK Food Standards Agency, the FSA, issued updated precautionary advice on CBD, which recommended that healthy adults should limit their consumption of CBD from food to 10 milligrams per day, which is about 4 to 5 drops of 5% CBD oil. The previous limit was 70 milligrams per day. This change in advice is based on new evidence from the industry and advice from the FSA's independent scientific committees. The government chemist will continue to work with the UK regulators and other stakeholders to deliver the ACMD's recommendations in support of the effective regulation to ensure that CBD-related food products are safe. So again,
10 milligrams a day, that number again. Fuck.
Thank you, government. Thank you again for keeping us safe. We appreciate all the hard work you do. It's just bullshit, isn't it? Like 2 years to get a result on can we do this with CBD, please, government friend. It's just, if it takes them 2 years to do something like that and it's just CBD, how long is it going to take for them to get over the shit? Releasing THC as a recreational drug. It's gonna be so fucking long, man. It's fucked.
Yep.
Yeah.
Damn. You're gonna have a prime minister or some big MP or something like that whose kid's gonna get stuck with cannabis, and then they're gonna have to make it legal to let the kid get off. Or that, I mean, that's usually how it goes. Somebody's gonna have it's gonna have to be in it. Something's gonna have to be there for your lawmakers to make it legal for them. You know.
It's just bullshit.
Crazy stuff, man. It is.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Those are crazy low numbers, like Marge was saying. Those stupid low numbers. I mean,
10 milligrams of CBD a day.
I was and I know it was done by a CBD manufacturer, but there was some stream on Instagram I was watching out of Canada, and the manufacturer was recommending something like 250 milligrams a day or something. It was a much higher dose than this.
Right.
And, basically saying that if you don't have a high enough dose, you might as well not even use it at all. That's what I've been told, at least.
Yeah, I've heard very similar things. And most people would suggest if you're experimenting with CBD, you should keep track of how much you're taking. Because it's going to be different for everybody. Yeah.
Right.
Because there's that shit where the CBD interacts with certain medicines that get processed through the liver because it processes them differently. So, just to be safe, you're supposed to check with your doctor as well.
Good advice.
Silaston is going crazy out there because there hasn't been a Macky rant for weeks. I'm sure there has been, right?
Once a month for a Macky rant.
He needs to listen. Well, no, you didn't do it live on Simple. He needed to be there for the before rant when we did the
Oh
Simple
yeah.
podcast.
Mm-hmm.
That was a fun one.
Trying to be professional, man. It's like, you guys going on in the fucking chat all the time. Oh, professionalism, rubbing his thighs, all this fucking crazy shit. And then you want me to go all crazy all the time and you just be unprofessional and rant at things? Jesus.
Rant about them wanting
Jesus.
you a rant. How's that?
You know what I'm saying? God damn. You're never freaking happy, man. But I've ranted about everything that I can really rant about. I just feel like I just go on too much sometimes. I try not to rant too much. Yeah, I've just been smoking a lot of weed over the last few weeks, so I'm not. It doesn't get to me so much, and we haven't had any news stories that particularly get you raged either. We haven't had any like real controversial shit, like real unjust stuff. We haven't had that kind of thing. I'm sure it will be there. When there's something that gets me, then we'll rant about it. I'll start up a special stream when I'm in the right mood, and when I see something that's really pissed me off. I'll just start a side channel, Macky rants. All right, and you can see me just fucking these motherfuckers. But it can get controversial. We don't want to piss anybody off.
Yeah,
look, yeah, Sparky there. Christmas is coming, everybody. You think rants ain't coming? Gee, I'm just taking a break for what the fuck is coming. All right.
Oh, I forgot you weren't a fan of Christmas and Christmas carols, and all the joy and happiness and lights.
November 1st turned around, and all of a sudden Mariah Carey's making the rounds on the late night shows.
Oh,
like,
no.
Oh, no, not this. Please don't do this.
Isn't there anybody else doing Christmas albums besides Mariah Carey? Like,
she wants to be the queen of Christmas, though. That's how it is. I
don't know. I'm more of a Michael Bublé Christmas myself.
There you go. I could do that much easier. Yeah.
Oh my God! You see,
lounge blizzard music. Yeah.
Oh God.
But it's so nice when it's like we had our time change.
No, it's not. Jesus, it's definitely
it's almost 5 o'clock here, and it's getting dark. It's almost dark. This is my life now. The only thing that keeps me going is Christmas lights. Macky, don't take it away from me.
Gosh.
Come on, you gotta admit there's a little bit of Christmas cheer in there somewhere.
Yeah, no? maybe like around the 20th of December when Christmas really should start, but it's already everywhere now, and it's the 5th of November. Jesus.
You need a weed advent calendar. That would change everything.
Why?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Okay, just have weed anytime. I don't need to open up a calendar and be like, yay, it's only 24 more days till Christmas.
Yeah, but there'd be like a different cultivar every day.
That's a different strain for 40 days before Christmas. You'd have a different strain.
Yeah. Twisted says Macky just needs a Beatles Christmas song. And just quick tangent there. Did everybody hear the new Beatles song?
No, I did not listen to it because I heard AI was involved and going like, is this really real?
Oh no, they used AI because this is one of the songs that John wrote when he was living in New York, and he had a load of home recordings back in '91. When they released "Free as a Bird," and that was done in the same way, but they couldn't remove the music from John's vocals because they didn't have the technology then. Yeah. New Beatles song is shit, in my opinion. Fuck you, Billy. You can't say that, Billy. Fuck.
They should have stopped while they were ahead, huh, Billy?
It's because they saw Drake was getting one more number one and have more number ones than the Beatles.
Come on, a few more of those digs, Billy, and you'll go ahead and get him. You'll get a Macky rant today.
Fucking get me fucking pissed off there, Billy. Jesus. But yeah, it's just it's nice, man. It's nice when they do things like this, but it's just sad at the same time because that will be the last Beatles song, man. They was very influential to music.
Wait a minute, is this the last Beatles song?
Yeah, I think so. The last one.
The last one for sure, for real.
For sure.
That's you sure about that? I don't know now.
But yeah, check it out if you haven't checked it out already. So this is all the news, right? We've got some forum news that we'll quickly cover. Let's have a look at that forum news. Mr. Budstar, who is in the chat right now, he got Member of the Month this month because he's just been awesome around the forum, helping people out, answering questions, and just being involved with everything. It's good to see.
We do like to see that. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, man. And then we're gonna start the Patreon only comp for this month. We haven't done one in a couple of months, so we're gonna do a special Patreon only comp where you can win
What
the
are we giving
HL.
away?
Uh,
What are we
we're
giving
giving
away,
a
Macky?
pretty big grow light, pretty big one.
Really?
Yeah, the HLG 700.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a beast of a light. It's
That's a
beautiful,
four by
beautiful
four
light.
light, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, even 5x5. It's a bit of a beast.
Dang.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Somebody's gonna have a nice little tent set up with that one.
That's right. So the information will be going up over on Percy's tomorrow. It's going to work much like the last one did. You know, you'll get a certain amount of entries for whichever tier you are and things like that. But that will be explained in the thread tomorrow or today. If you're listening to this in the download, head over to percysgrowroom.com and have a look at the terms and conditions. Yes, so that's
It's
going
gonna
to
be
be
a really nice,
big light.
nice prize for somebody. Yeah, good, good
Mm-hmm,
prize.
mm-hmm. The pumpkin poll is open, so you can go over there and vote for which one you think your favorite pumpkin is from the pumpkin carve off, and you can win the Ariza. Which one was it? I always forget.
The
Monkey.
Argo portable vaporizer from Ariza is our
Nice.
prize. So thank you
Nice.
thank you to Ariza for furnishing that prize.
Mm-hmm. And you just put a comp up over there today as well, didn't you, Monkey?
Yeah, it's not a huge prize or anything involved here, but we're going to do a name that strain competition. I've got some beans that have been handed out as testers across the site, and I think I've seen at least 4 diaries have run these already, and the reports are coming back very, very positive on this particular strain. This is a cross of Nakatomi Plaza and Pineapple Chunk. And so we're going to go ahead and do a name and strain comp over there. So look in the competition section for the rules and give me as many names as you want. That's the only, the deal is just don't be obscene. You spam, I'll probably delete it if you're just
Yeah,
throwing
Billy.
random stuff up there. One of those deals like that. But no, by all means, build on the ideas. And after a month of going up there, I'll take a look at them with Macky and we'll get the people involved who have actually grown and tasted the strain and we'll pick a winner. So
Nice.
Percys will have developed its own very first strain after this.
That's pretty exciting.
It is.
Yeah, people
Lots of
really
great
like that
quality
strain, man.
today.
People are enjoying it.
Reports are coming on good. You know, we had Grow Dad said he's been smoking for 25 years, and he said this one that he said was 2 hits out the glass pipe, and it was time to put it down and sit down for a minute. So this is a heavy hitter.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I can't wait to get mine done.
Mm. Yeah, man. I think I'm going to be popping some of those too because I have some of those beans.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, right now we got I think it's Turpopotamus has got his plant of that one and plant of the month. And last I looked, it was leading the pack too. That's a beautiful plant over there. But so yeah, that's another bit of forum news there. We have plant of the months going on, so get over there and vote for that one.
Yeah, Lone Star Laugh in the chat there says monkeys beans. They're just called monkey beans. Lone Star Laugh, just saying.
It's fine. No, but he's one of the ones who has grown that one as well. So yeah.
He says monkey beans have been great for me. I had the Nakatomi Plaza crossed with strawberry cough and Jack Herrera crossed with strawberry cough and coughs S1S all fire terpy delicious. That's supposed to be right. And holding great in the jars. Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
And Backblast is going to be pulling his Nakatomi Pineapple Chunk micro grow soon. So yeah, all of these are coming through. Nobody's actually been able to accurately describe the flavor profile of this one yet. Everybody says it's very, very complex. So figure out what it tastes like.
Yeah, man. And a quick shout out to Chad Westport because they're from his genetics, isn't it? The
Nakatomi Plaza came from Chad Westport, and we threw a pineapple chunk with it. It was just basically an experiment on feminizing seeds. And it worked so well, had a few thousand, had over 1,000 beans to play with. So let's get them out there and people are liking this one. So as the other ones get grown, we'll find out about the other ones. We're going to go ahead and name this one. I think it's earned its reputation, put it that way. So it's time.
Nice. Yes, another piece of news there is myself and Monkey were on Simper's show this week. I think it's got released just a few days ago. Yeah, we had a long conversation with Simper about all sorts of things. Mainly how fucked the UK government is.
Yeah, and how fucked the world is. And we kept going on all kind of places. It was a long interview, that one was, wasn't it? We were there for a couple 3 hours on that one.
Yeah, 3.5 hours or something. And we even like spoke for an hour before that in it as well. Yeah.
That was the exciting part. We should have
Yeah,
recorded
yeah.
that part.
Yeah, for sure, man. That first hour, we had some great conversation in there. And then he's like, "Oh, let's hit record." It's like, "Oh, right, you haven't done that." But yeah, good conversation with Simpa, so go and check that out if you haven't already. And also, I was on I don't know if it's been released yet or not, but the High Ladies invited me onto their show. And it was a little bit different. Usually we do things through the Zoom call, and I got my condenser mic with the suppression on. And they're like, "Oh, no, it'll be a WhatsApp phone call." So, oh, okay. So,
Oh, interesting.
yeah, I didn't have suppression on my mic and stuff. I wonder how I sound like that. Like,
It is what it is.
We'll find out. I'll let you know when
That's
I
right.
hear it.
You let me know, everybody, when you go and listen to it. So yeah, covered some news over there as well. They did a cannabis news special because we do cannabis news every week. But it was good to chat with them. It was good.
Cool.
They're good friends of the show, the High Ladies. We have to get them on again soon. We have to get Chad on again soon. We haven't spoke to Chad for ages either. So there's a few interviews I have to get lined up. Catch up with some.
He
old
was in the
faces.
chat earlier. I don't know if he's still there, but
Yeah, he's busy. Maybe he's out there trimming, because you
Yeah.
gotta be listening to something good while you're trimming, which we'll get into in
Right.
the grow guides. Yeah, but is that everything? Is that all the news? I think so. Is there anything else to add here? I think that's everything. Anything to add? We done? Go to the
I think
outro.
we're done.
Let's go to the
Let's do
outro. Yes, so there we go. That's this week's cannabis news and events, everybody. If you see a news article throughout the week that you would like us to talk about on next week's show, then do send it to us. You can find us over on percysgrowroom.com, over on our Discord server, which is linked in the download or in the description of this video. So just check there, click on that, you'll be sent over to our Discord. You can find us on X, Instagram, and Facebook as well. So if you want to send us some links over there to any of your news stories you see this week, then let us know. Send some news stories that you think would trigger a Macky rant, because people are hungry for one. So get something that takes the piss.
You really want me to get you rolling, brother?
Yeah. Just try not to be controversial, which is very difficult to do nowadays.
Really?
But yes, good episode of the news. I wonder where Bubble Huck ended up. I would have thought he was going to be here today. But, yeah,
Walk about either that or drop airs got him.
You gave clap to my wife. But yes, good show, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. Of course, we're going to be there with the grow guides in about 20 minutes over on the other stream, which you can see. It's linked in the chat there. So if you want to join us for the grow guides, where we're going to be talking about trimming cannabis plants, then join us over there in a little bit. But Marge is going to be going now as well, aren't you, Marge? You got some things to do?
Yeah, I do.
Cool. That's good. So it'll just be me and Monkey by the look of things over on the grow guides. So
Yes.
We'll catch you over there in about 20 minutes. Stay high and stay safe and all that shit, everybody.
See you shortly.
Is there anything else to add? I think we're done, right?
I think we are.
I think we're good. Okay.
I think so.
Just start this music. Right, we'll catch you on in about 20 minutes. At 1:30 it's linked up. We'll probably be there a little bit early. I don't know. We'll see how it works. We'll just see you there. Stay high, stay safe. We'll catch you then. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.